In this video, I am going to show you how the user interface of the LearnSQL system works from the teacher's point of view. I am going to log into the system as a teacher to create a remote test. To create the test, I have to create a special activity in the Moodle course. The first thing we have to do is write the name for the test. Afterwards, we have to decide the period of time in which the test will remain open for students to solve it by choosing the opening and closing date and time. The next step is to decide how many attempts will have the students to solve the test and decide if a retry penalty factor is applied. By default, the scoring policy shows all error to students and saves all the answers in a server. In this test, the mark is calculated depending on the number of test cases passed once the public test case is passed. And finally, we have to enter the parameters to establish the connection to the item bank in which the questions are stored. Once we have saved all the changes, in the next screen, we have to search the questions that will be added to the test. We can search in the item bank by several criteria, by category, by topic, by author, by schema, or by difficulty. In this example, I'm going to search the questions by categories. The first question we have to add in this test is an SQL exercise in which the students will have to write a select statement. The second question will be a storage procedure in which students will have to write a program using the PostgreSQL system. And finally, we are going to add a third question to the test that will be a JDBC program. Once we have added the questions, I have to decide the weight each question will have in the test. Question number 1 and 2 will have a weight of 35%, and question number 3 a weight of 30%. The last step is to decide the order in which the questions will appear in the test. Once we have saved all the changes, I can see the quiz by clicking the quiz tab. It's the same view students will have when they answer the test. Now I am going to log into the system again as a teacher to see if any student has been working on the test. I am going to enter the relational database test, and on the top of the screen I have several tabs to see the student's activity as well as several views of the quiz. By clicking the last submissions, I can see the last submissions sent by the students. In this case, the only student that's been working on the test is Maria Lopez. By clicking the show link, I can see the answer she sent to the server, as well as the error she made. By clicking the students list, I can see a list of students and their provisional mark of the test. Maria Lopez has answered question number 1 by using 4 attempts, and she got a mark of 7/10. By clicking the link, I can see the answer that's been evaluated, and by clicking the all attempts answers, I can see a history of all the answers she sent to the server, as well as the errors she made. In this example, she didn't pass test case number 5. By clicking the subtract button, I can subtract 1 attempt of a question if I consider it necessary. When I do it, the number of attempts of the questions is updated automatically, as well as the provisional mark of the question and the provisional mark of the test. I can see that the student Maria Lopez has also answered exercise number 2 by using 3 attempts, and she got a mark of 8/10. And she also answered exercise number 3, and she only needed one attempt to solve it. Another interesting feature of the system is that I can download the students' answers in a zip format by clicking one of these links in the Downloads Responses tab. And finally, by clicking the Scores tab, I can see the scores that are being used to correct the students' questions. Ya está.